Hello, my name is Erick Director of Mortgage Services at Prime Financial Credit Union.
And I'm Terina. I work with Erick, mortgage loan originator. I know my experience in purchasing my home was like an emotional roller coaster. There were so many emotions going on at that time. Initially, I was very excited. Well, actually, I was a little nervous. Yeah, I was nervous because I didn't know it. Did I save enough? Am I ready? And then I got excited because I was pre-qualified. I was pre-approved. And then I felt overwhelmed because it was a lot looking for my first home. The loan terminologies was kind of, shaky for me too. I had so many questions. I didn't understand loan to value and debt to income ratios and private mortgage insurance.
Right. And that's a good reason to sit with a mortgage loan officer like yourself, because they can kind of walk you through the process, make you feel more at ease with those terms that you're kind of talking about, but then also just let you know what you can get pre-approved for and how much you can afford.
I agree.
Getting a pre-approval is the first step in the home buying process. Help you determine how much you can afford and what your down payment should be.
It also is, have you review the opportunities for grants or for any home buying programs that you may qualify for. And it really shows the seller that you're really serious about purchasing a home. What you will need is 30 minutes of your time. We recognize that your time is very valuable. It may take a little longer because people have questions, so we want to make sure that we answer your questions. We're going to talk about your credit history. We're going to talk about your income, your assets, and your debt. We're going to even talk about down payment options.
And if they don't have time to come in, they always can go online and apply through our online application, or even call and go over the process with us over the phone.
Okay. There are a few documents that you will need in our initial meeting. It will also expedite the application process. You'll need your driver's license, the last 30 days of pay stubs, your past 2 years of W-2s, including the tax returns, and previous 2 months of bank statements.
And reviewing all that information will help us how much you can budget per month for monthly payment, which will then determine how much you can afford in a house. That monthly payment, that debt to income ratio based on your debts that we got off your credit report and the income that we get from your paycheck stubs will help us determine that final loan amount.
Yeah, you want to take some time to look at your finances to determine how much of your budget you'd like to dedicate each month to your mortgage payment. Sometimes you'll find your pre-approval is greater than the amount you'd like to budget.
It's possible to budget for a down payment as low as 5%. However, the greater the down payment you have, the better advantages you'll have. More down payment will possibly affect your overall interest rate. It'll also determine if you need to qualify for what's called mortgage insurance. For example, the more down payment that you put down, it will decrease your loan to value. This means that you may pay less for that private mortgage insurance, which affects your overall monthly payment.
Yes. In this example, you are purchasing a home valued at $150,000. In example 1, you budget for a $7,500 down payment. In example 2, you budget for a $30,000. Your loan to value calculation is far greater at 95% with a lower down payment requiring private mortgage insurance or PMI. With a 20% down payment, your loan to value is 80%. This means that PMI is waived. Your monthly mortgage payment is made up of loan principal plus your monthly interest. It also includes property taxes. And don't forget about homeowners insurance or maybe homeowners association.
Right, if you're buying a condo, you have homeowners association fees as part of your monthly payment. I do think it's really important to sit down and discuss that monthly payment, because property taxes can greatly affect your monthly payment, along with association fees. If you do live in a condo, those could be significant as well.
I think sometimes people forget about those additionals to the monthly payment. They think mostly about the principal and the interest. But then, like you stated, you really do need to talk about that property taxes and a homeowner's insurance, because that really does impact that bottom number.
And a lot of mortgage programs require that you have homeowners insurance paid up front for that first year, even though we are collecting homeowners insurance in your monthly payment going forward. In this example, you purchase a home for $150,000. You have a down payment of $7,500. Your annual property taxes are $4,000. With a lower down payment, private mortgage insurance is required. In total, the estimated payment is $1,214.62 based on a 30-year repayment schedule. That's why it's important to sit down and figure out how much you can afford per month, because sometimes you can be approved for a much greater dollar amount for a purchase price than what you may be comfortable with.
And just because you're approved for that higher amount doesn't mean that necessarily you need to look for a house in that range. You actually need to really evaluate your budget to make sure it's something you can afford. A pre-approval letter is guaranteed from us. Your lender is actually letting you know what we're willing to finance your home up to a certain dollar amount.
Right. And then the next step is to find a real estate agent. The fun part begins, right? Start looking for a home. This is where you want to discuss with your real estate agent, items, from your wish list. You want a large kitchen, you want multiple bathrooms, big yard.
Yeah, I know. Like must-have items or features in a home they're not easily to change. So you really want to look at the neighborhood. You really want to look at the number of bedrooms and the space. That's very important. And people oftentimes forget to do that, when they're looking for a home.
Right. Is it close to work? Is it in a good school district? Is it close to grocery stores and shopping? So those are all things that you want to talk to your real estate agent about when you start that process.
Keep in mind that pre-approvals are good for 90 days. So if you're still house hunting after 90 days, we'll review your credit and extend that pre-approval if you need to.
Right. So when you're dealing with the real estate agent, their job is to act as a liaison between you and the seller.
Yeah, they have access to property listings and other agents. So they will be there to help you find the home that meets your criteria, communicate with the seller agent to make appointments for you to view the home, and they'll even help you negotiate the purchase price.
Right. And remember, the real estate agent is here to help you find a home. Be sure you're hiring someone that you
trust,
right? That you trust, right? Someone that knows the market, someone that knows your specific needs that you're looking for, and just with good customer service.
Yeah, it's smart to just interview several agents to find the one that fits you best.
Right, I agree.
Well, that's great. Congratulations. Now it's time to submit an offer to purchase.
This is when your real estate agent starts the paperwork and advises you how much of an offer you should make on that home.
Yeah, he's also going to include any requests that you may have. Maybe there's some repairs you need to address. And then you're going to also talk about the actual purchase date.
Things to consider when you're making that offer, like you said, the condition of the home or the repairs that need to be made, what market is the home in. These are all things that you want to discuss with your agent to determine should you bid higher than the offer price
or less, depending on what they're asking for. So if the seller accepts your offer, breathe a sigh of relief, because negotiations are very common.
They are, and they may go back and forth. You may make an offer and then the seller counters back, asking for possibly more money, or maybe to exclude something you asked for, like a repair to the home.
Yeah, and if they don't like the seller's counteroffer, you can submit a counteroffer back or simply walk away. Continue your house searching.
The home inspection is smart. It's conducted by a third-party inspector. They will review the house from top to bottom. They're looking for potential plumbing, electrical, roofing, heating, cooling issues, and just other things you may not see when you're walking through the house normally.
Yeah, it's always a good idea to join the inspector when they do that walkthrough. It helps you understand their findings, and it really gets you to understand and know your home and ask really good questions.
And if any issues come up during the inspection, you can talk with your real estate agent to determine if you need to go back and renegotiate with the seller, in regards to the condition of the property. So a home inspection really is for the buyer, and an appraisal really is for the lender. The home inspection will determine that the home is in good shape and that it's ready to move into, where an appraisal really is going to help the lender determine the value of that property. Does it support how much you're paying for that home?
Yeah. For you as a buyer, it prevents you from paying too much for your home. On the lender side, it puts value on the property. Your pre-approval turns into an official application when you find a home, or you have found a home, you received an accepted offer, and had a home inspection. Now it's kind of our turn to officially process and finalize the mortgage loan application. We'll review the documents you submitted and look for the details of your home, or look at the details of your home.
So we'll perform a title search on the property. We'll investigate legal status of the property. For example, does the seller have the right to sell the home? Does anyone else have a claim on that property?
Yeah, even are there any unpaid taxes? Answering those questions can help prevent legal headache later on.
It's important to remember not to do any major changes to your credit. Don't go out, shop for a new car. Don't go and get new credit cards. You really don't want to extend your credit out further than it was at the time of the original application.
Yeah, because doing so could potentially change your qualification. So resist that urge to splurge.
We'll be working hard to ensure that your loan is clear to close. We'll be in communication should we need any additional documentation, such as proof of homeowner's insurance.
Yeah, once that clears, you'll receive a closing disclosure. It's probably about a 5-page document outlining the terms of your loan and any closing fees. You'll have 3 days to review that document for accuracy.
The specific amount of your closing costs may vary. They'll include third-party fees, such as appraisal and title. They also could, the avoidable costs, such as taxes, homeowners insurance, transfer fees, and loan processing fees.
Congratulations, you're at the finish line. You'll need 2 important things. You'll need a cashier's check for the closing costs and proof of homeowner's insurance.
And keep in mind, you'll need to pay your first year's homeowner insurance premium up front, so you need to budget for about $700 to $1,000.
You'll sign the paperwork, legally acknowledging the transfer of ownership, the promise to repay your mortgage loan.
Once you complete signing your loan documents, you'll get the keys to your new house.
Yeah, you might want to consider changing the locks on all your exterior doors, including the garage.
It's a good idea.
No. We will not help you move, but we will give you these moving tips.
Pack heavy things in small boxes, otherwise you'll have a really heavy big box. Pack open spaces in boxes with towels, newspaper, or packing peanuts. Dedicate each box to a single room. For example, don't mix kitchen with your bathroom items. Be descriptive when labeling your boxes. It'll make unpacking much easier.
Congratulations, it's been a journey and you deserve to celebrate.
And if you have any questions about the mortgage process, please feel free to reach out to one of us.
We're always here to help.
Hi, my name is Eric Lewandowski, Director of Mortgage Services at Prime. I just forgot who I was. Actually, halfway through, I literally forgot my name. Hang on a second. Oh my gosh.
You're gonna run out of tape again.
I know. All right.
I think I got that on film. All right, go ahead.
Better.
Cool.
So,
Oh,
getting a pre-
in your time. And in that process, we'll be going over. I can't see. Wait a minute. In-person meeting with at least.
Found a home. What now?
Wow, you found a home. It's now time to submit the offer to purchase.
That sounded a little fake. I'm sorry.
wow, you can always counter back if you don't like their counter offer.
And if you don't,
Then you can just walk away. You can just keep walking and find a new home.
you can continue your house searching.
Right.
You go, girl. No, I'm just
You
kidding.
can't live with
Let's do that again. Resist the urge to splurge.
correct.
Why are we laughing? I missed something. I was staring at the camera too much.
It's like that line.
Resist the urge to splurge.
Don't mix ketchup.
Yeah,
Ketchup is mustard in the bedroom.
This camera when you're looking into the camera.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, that was a little.
Fine.
Sure.
Oh.